It is about time to get into the hot seat right now, the 450, and that's what I'd like to see right there, the number 16. Your brother, Cole Thompson, is back after an injury out at Gopher Dunes.
Yeah, so he had that first moto injury where he swapped out, and, he went down. We're actually, Nicoletti out here, though. A strong performance out of him in that first one back. We talked to him, and he hadn't raced since 2019 Hamilton Supercross, so that was October. It was like 9 months off before he's seen a gate drop, and he came out, and it's second overall. Obviously had that little tip over in the first moto and had a charge from behind.
Yeah, there it is right there. So we're going to get a good look at him getting back into action for sure. TJ Martin, Cole electing to take that inside, a lot more inside than the rest of his competition there, and him getting third pick there. So it was only Madags and Wright above that, and you saw Madags kind of more into the middle of that left side gate, and then Dylan Wright just a little bit more to the inside there. So kind of split it. So it doesn't really look like anything's favorable here, but I do know that sometimes up that inside line is a little bit more harder, so maybe Cole has got that experience of being here for so often.
Yeah, well, the tillers go a lot more through the middle than they would on the outside, so that maybe it gets in the grass, and here we go.
Oh, we are. Here we go. The heads are getting down. The 30 board is to the side. The gate is going to drop. 450 Moto 1. Here we go. Who's going to get the RollOnDistributing.com whole shot? Nicoletti, Thompson, Nicoletti. Oh, clear shot for Nicoletti right there.
Big
but
hole
a great
shot.
stop for Brian Cormier, the number 76. Good job. That kid ran out of gas the first moto at Gopher Dunes.
There you go.
Great start for Cormier right there. But Nicoletti, Rockstar Energy OTSF to the lead.
Yeah, so Nicoletti, this is his second hole shot in outdoors. He did his homework over the winter. Last year, we didn't see him get one outdoor hole shot. Now we're 2 rounds in. He's got 2 hole shots in the bag. Royal Distributing is going to be paying him some money.
Big time. Royal Distributing going to cut a check out to Nicoletti right there. So the 54 up front, no problem early on, and it looks like Thompson already into second spot, past Cormier right there making the move as the riders are flowing through that screen right now. We'll get a shot back up to that lead pack once they get through. There it is, the 5-4 right now. This is what he wants. This is what he needs. We're trying to find it where the number 9 is right now, Kyle. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, so the number 9 a little bit further back, but Thompson, Nicoletti out front early. Moffenbauer follow in tow. It looks like Wright is about 6th place. He's right back with Gerke and Meston there on the downhill.
All right, so here we go, clicking through. Phil Nicoletti, big whipper, and you got to love what they've done to the natural dumper, one of the most iconic jumps here in Canadian Moto. Peaked it right up, boys, getting lots of air right there. But so Nicoletti, look at this, already kind of stretching out. And I got to think, if I'm Phil Nicoletti right now, yes, it's very early on, lots of racing to go. But if you look back and you see the 16, you feel like you got a bit of an edge right now because he had to take that time off. He was injured. You're not thinking you're going to get the best out of the 16 right now.
Yeah, so the number 16 coming in a little bit under the weather as far as the shoulder injury, that virus he's dealing with it. But now he is out front early, and that's kind of what he wanted. He didn't want to probably get the whole shot, but having Nicoletti in front, which is unreal pace early on. We've seen Nicoletti win here last year. I think Thompson's in a good position.
All right, so the rest of the pack funneling through right there, looking for the boys. Everybody looks like they got through unscathed here to kick off Moto number 1. So Nicoletti leading the way as it stands right now. Thompson, good shot of him right now as they head into the 10-pack. Whoa, Nicoletti getting a bit saucy coming in right there. Moffenbauer sitting second. Cole right now, Kyle, you know your brother better than anybody right now. What's going through his mind? He obviously great starter, always good at the beginning of the race. Does he just push right now and see how the shoulder feels, or does he kind of settle back and see how it weighs out in 30-minute plus 2?
I think you got to push here early on. This track's not nearly as rough as it's going to get tomorrow. He needs to push the pace of the number 54 and really make him work and just stick with him, because the guys that get out front early create that gap early on. You've seen Wright back in 6th. He's got a bit of work cut out for him, but keep an eye on him. He was about a second faster than everybody in practice. He can make up the time coming from behind.
All right, so Phil Nicoletti, Rockstar Energy OTSFF rider right now in the lead on the number 54 and looking good. Kind of already, like I said, pulling away a little bit. There's Kanger. Watch your knees, Kanger. Watch your knees. And Sean Moffenbauer, the teammate of Nicoletti right there. And there it is, the Honda Canada GDR Fox ride of Dylan Wright. And Moffenbauer, as you like to say, was spicy in practice today. He was cutting some laps down there. Hopefully you're not mad I stole that from you.
No, man. Use it up. Use the spicy. But he was definitely putting some lap times down. But look at Dylan Wright switching up lines. He's been moving around this track as we go forward. There's Gerke not too far behind him. Obviously talked to Gerke there just before the motos. His back is feeling better every time he's out on the track, and just getting more laps in is going to help. So now looks like Wright starting to push up onto the backside of the 3.
I love that old school turn right there. 2013, you showed me that awesome picture of me and you actually racing here back in the Transcan days. Just a lot of options the way they go. And if you look right now, we kind of discussed a little bit, the track not crazy deep. Some of the riders thought they would go a little bit deeper, but having this 3-moto format over 2 days, a little uncertain of how they wanted to work it. So it might just get deeper and deeper as we get into tomorrow is how it's going to work.
Yeah, no, it's going to get better and better. And they got some track changes there. And we're just going to run through the order there. Nicoletti out front, Thompson second, Moffenbauer right, Gerke sitting in that 5th spot, Meston. Bobby Piazza back on his Yamaha this week. He's sitting 7th. Sam Gaynor. Logan Leitzel, new to the series, came up 2 weeks ago to do his quarantine from the U.S., and here he is. And right on screen there, the battle's shaping up for that third spot.
It looked like Dylan Wright was going to get the drive, but Moffenbauer shut him down. But look at this, around the outside. Dylan Wright going around the outside of Moff. Moff able to triple. He's going to pop up. Now he's going to have the drive around the outside for the Rockstar Energy rider, around the GDR Fox Canada ride. No, they both meet again in the end, and then Moff putting the power down on that Yamaha. Look at this. Moff's got the drive, Kyle, side by side off the step down.
Wow, very impressive for Moff to jump back in there. He's feeling frisky this morning. Looking at he's taking it outside now. Now he's the guy that has to switch up the lines, and Wright gets the more dominant line out there.
Wow, I love this. Look at the action going in there. A little bit of stabbing and dabbing right now going into those turns. But Dylan Wright now squeezing. Ooh, look at that little rut going up to that double right there. That is a nasty one. The boys getting into that. That's going to get ugly. But Dylan Wright looks like he's made the pass, but Moff is not letting him make it easy right now. Honda Canada GDR Fox up against the Rockstar Energy OT SFF Yamaha ride, the number 3 former 250 champion, former Arena Cross champion, and former Triple Crown champion as well here in the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. And he is all over as we watch outside of us. You can hear bikes going by. That is Nicoletti and Thompson. And Thompson actually has clicked in. He's pulled about a half a second in as we see Dylan Wright with the famous scrub. He's done that a million times over that jump.
Yeah, that's picturesque right there. And Dylan Wright not too far off that lead battle. He's about 2 seconds back, 3 seconds back there. He's going to be able to sharpen this up here. He made that push around Moffenbauer, and now look for him to be looking ahead through these valleys, seeing where the number 54 is, seeing where the number 16 is. And right now, 16's out there kind of being a spoiler in the points. He's mixing it up in that second spot, taking away valuable points from that red plate. So Dylan's going to want to get around him.
All right, so we are now 3 laps in, well, 2.5 laps, I guess. I think we don't count that first right there into this race. And it is Phil Nicoletti looking good and running away, but the battle shaping up, and that we just had there. Dylan Wright looking a bit erratic there, Kyle. Now, sitting in my chair last night, I'm talking with my boy Ryan Lockhart, the new mechanic for Ryder McNabb in the 250 class for the GDR team. He said to me, he's like, you know what, I don't think anybody's going to be able to beat Dylan, but Dylan himself. That is the one that beats Dylan. We've seen it for years now. He kind of gets that sometimes he gets uncomfy, maybe pushing it. But with this 3-moto format, you know you can kind of take a little bit of a break in Moto number 1, but a little bit of erratic there 2-3 turns ago. Is he pushing right now? Is he moving too fast? Does he take his time? What do you think, Kyle?
That's a good insight there, Galdi, and you're exactly right. We've seen it in the past. Right now, he's actually looking pretty solid. There's those little pockets that are messing him up a little bit, but I think they're affecting every rider out there. He's slowly gaining time on the number 16 right now, and you know what? If he can get through a couple of these motos where he's come from behind and not self-destructed like we've seen years ago, I think that's just going to build confidence, and it's just going to make him stronger moving forward. And now Nicoletti slowly creeping away, and this is going to be tough for Wright. Like, Thompson's not into the picture as far as points. He needs to catch the 54 to make it close there.
And you know what? If we go back in the history of Triple Crown racing, or even prior to that, the Wright-Thompson era, they've had their ups and downs. So maybe Thompson season says, I'm going to throw a bit of a block in. I'm going to throw it in. But look at Thompson Dylan Wright has definitely garnered a little bit of time in on that lap right there. We'll check those lap times as they come across. Thompson with a 2:02.723. Dylan Wright with a 2:00.8.826. Phil Nicoletti with a 2:01. So Nicoletti faster than Thompson, but Wright faster than both of them, Kyle.
Yeah, so Wright is gaining time on both of them, Galdi, and this track's suiting Wright right now. We said it last week early on. He's a very good rider that just pins it, holds the throttle down, and he's good to go. But look at there, the great shot of him coming up to that valley section. And, yeah, the lap times don't lie. Wright is moving forward, and he's going to try to catch this red jersey right here. He's going to see a big red jersey of the 54.
You got to figure this race is going to be about 15 laps just with 2 minute, right around that 2 minute lap time there. So
15 plus 2 probably,
yeah, 15 plus 2, maybe 16 it would have been, and
Yep.
if you had the seconds of time. But right now, here you go. So Thompson not able to finish his motos there, go for this with that shoulder injury, and he's got the guy that went 1-1-1 sticking in his rearview mirror right now. But Thompson loves this track. He's been the king of Walton many a time right now, but he can see Dylan Wright coming. Does that urge him on? Does it go, look at this? Dylan Wright has got the drive. Wow, he's going to make the pass already, Kyle.
Wow.
What a drive. Tripling in that roller section. Dylan Wright goes by Thompson into second place.
Yeah, so that was a double-double, triple-double there for the rollers through that section there. The Transcan Giant section, we'll call it. Lots of cool banners up there. Galdi, you're actually on the Transcan Giant signs there.
Of course I am. Look at me. I am a giant.
Yeah, for riders that have won amateur national championships as well as went on to win national national overalls. And Galdi, you've done both, so you know your way around a pro track, don't you?
Yeah, well, the overall, everybody likes to bust my balls about that one there. 3-3, I went for the overall that day, but guess what? It gets me to be a giant right there, that's for sure, and I'm a giant in this chair because I think I ate too big of a breakfast sausage.
Yeah,
but I'm okay because I'm watching 450 Moto number 1 here at the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series, and I just seen Dylan Wright go by, Cole Thompson, Phil Nicoletti clicking by right now. We're going to check that gap as they go by. He goes
looks
over
like
the finish
it's
line.
Dylan Wright has probably gained at least 2 seconds on Nicoletti. He is really
Just wait for timing and scoring to update on us there. Nicoletti goes by with a 2:02.276. Dylan Wright at 2 minutes, 0.436, almost 2 seconds faster on that lap.
Yeesh.
With making a pass, Kyle. Dylan Wright has found the gas out here at Walton. He is coming, and he is coming after Phil Nicoletti right now.
Yeah, so Phil Nicoletti, he's going to be looking at his rearview mirror. He's going to see a lot of red motorcycle with that red plate, number 9. And there, Offenbauer just losing a bit of time there after getting Wright got around him, but hanging in a strong 4th there from Offenbauer.
So if we look at that gap at the line, it was 3.9 seconds. Dylan Wright now seems to be almost 2 seconds faster. By the checkered flag around, you got to figure he's going to be right on the rear wheel of Phil Nicoletti here.
Math guy Galdi there, so he's got the stats. He's going to be right on the back wheel, right at the finish line section. Rockstar Energy finish line, and Thompson looks like he's holding up pretty strong there. I think he's got himself in a good position. Moffenbauer about 4 seconds back on him. So if he can hang in there for a podium, I think he'd be happy with it. Obviously, we know Thompson loves to win, much like Nicoletti, Gerke out there. They just get angry if they lose. But I think a 3rd place for Thompson after the shoulder, I think he'd be happy with that.
All right, little rundown. Phil Nicoletti, your leader, on screen. Dylan Wright, Cole Thompson, Sean Moffenbauer, Matt Gerke sitting in 5th spot. Keelan Messon, Tyler Medaglia, Sam Gaynor, Bobby Piazza, Josh Cartwright, and Logan Leitzel in top 11. Sorry, I went past top 10. Liam O'Farrell, Parker Eels, Ryan Derry, and Cooper Larsh right now sitting in the top 15. Blair Nada, Max Philippek, Brian Cormer, who got second on the start, Cameron Mead, and Tommy Dallaire sitting in their top 20. And back to that lead action pack right now. Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha ride, FXR gear wearing Phil Nicoletti leading the Honda Canada GDR Fox ride of Dylan Wright right now. And I'm not going to have to say, I don't feel like Phil actually lost a full 2 seconds, maybe just a little bit there.
So Phil's starting to pick it up there,
pick
Galdi.
that pace up maybe just a little bit right there. We're going to check those times as they come across. Wait for that time to readjust. A little bit of lap traffic. Wow, Phil totally dropped his time. Phil dropped his time by 2 seconds. Dylan was a little bit faster, but only by about a half a second there.
Now they're into lappers, Galdi, and it's going to get interesting. You see there, it looks like the number 90 of Travis Barrett getting in the middle of these guys. So it's just going to depend on how good Phil can get through this traffic, if it hurts him or helps him here. But right now, so far, lappers being good. We've got about 4 or 5 blue flags out there. So lots of guys warning these lappers that there's people coming and there's faster guys coming. You're not. What is it? You're in the race. What is it? What you're saying?
When the blue flag's waving, there's a race going on, and you're not in it.
I love it, Goldie. That's it. Good quote there. And now Wright starting to push up the backside here.
Wright taking alternate lines, too, compared to, Phil, not very clean in that turn right there. Wright just got that little bit of edge. Now, you got to think, if you're Dylan Wright gaining at the speed and the rate you are right now, the confidence is high. Phil looks like he's dabbing the turns right now, Kyle, not looking as smooth and as focused as he was before. Is that just on him, or is Dylan Wright getting in his head?
No, and you watch there how fast Dylan comes into his goal. Look at him wheeling now. He's switching up his lines there, Dylan Wright. Dylan Wright charges his corners a lot harder than these guys, and that's where he's making up all this time.
Wow, Phil entered that turn looking like it was me on that bike. He's got to pick up the pace. Dylan Wright is coming on strong here, about reaching that halfway point in this moto, coming up maybe next lap halfway through. But, man, Rockstar Energy OTSF, Phil Nicoletti has got to get the power to the ground right now. Here comes Dylan Wright, the man who went 1-1-1 at the opening round. Phil needs to make a mark right now in this series, being it shorter. And, of course, this track, Walton here, we're here for 2 weeks in a row. He needs to feel good now to get that whole week-long thing started. Whoa!
Yeah, look at the roost coming off the back of that Yamaha right in there. And this is a switched-up corner this week. They got a couple different corners here. This one, you mentioned the other one earlier right after National. Whoa! Nicoletti getting all wrong there, and he's able to stay into that inside and hold that top spot.
Lots of traffic all over the place right now for these guys. Look at this, Kevin Lepp, experience getting out of the way. Blue flags are waving. Great job on the blue flags, guys. Look at me clapping in the booth right here. I love my team. The team out there on the track making sure the boys get around. There's Thompson getting across the finish line. Look at this. The lappers get out of the way, and they are right back into the action. Dylan Wright is all over Nicoletti. Look at this. He's going to go inside. He's going to make it happen right now. Wow, and then Phil gets it back and shuts the door.
Impressive line by Dylan Wright. That is an unreal line. He just let him have it, but Nicoletti was able to
looked like
hold
he
on.
surprised him there, Phil.
Yeah.
He was, or maybe Phil was kind of letting him have it to see what's up. But look at Dylan Wright. He's all over the back end right now.
Yep, so Dylan Wright, this another off-cambered corner there. Galdi new to this year. They're going to switch it up for the next weekend. Look at this. Dylan Wright charging. He's got this inside line on. No, sorry, outside line on him.
Goes outside and makes the pass again. No, Phil chops the line. What a pass right there. Whoa, Dylan Wright kind of gets a little bit in the inside, but he slows up. Great job by Dylan Wright right there.
He was forced off the track there by Nicoletti. All good on his right there, slowing down, letting him by.
Wow, Wright definitely seems like he's got a leg up on Phil, but then Phil's shutting the door. Phil is all about the defense right now. We're more lap traffic coming in right now. And who's tripling? No, they both tripled there. Pretty clean. Dylan Wright a little bit better. Now they're switching up again, but Phil gonna take the inside, and Wright just blasts around the outside of him there. A beautiful pass for Dylan Wright.
Wow, that's an impressive pass, and bam, out front again. Dylan Wright looking to keep this streak alive. He's went 1-1 at Gopher Dunes. He is sitting in that pole position right now after fighting through all the guys. He went by Gerke, Meston, Moffenbauer, Thompson, and now Nicoletti into that lead. So look at that. And there's that little pocket there, Galdi. These guys are, fresh track. These guys did so much work yesterday on the track creating these little ruts. And look at the gap that Wright already created there. He's got about a second gap over Nicoletti. Let's see if Nicoletti can bounce back here and start charging onto the rear side of the number 9.
All right, so Nicoletti's got to find that inner beast that we all keep talking about right now and try to check back in on the rear wheel. Here they come right into that finish line one more time for another lap, and I'm looking up. No halfway board is not out yet. No halfway board out yet. And I got to feel Thompson, he's having a great ride right now, sitting in that third spot, a little quiet right now, but sitting in the back. But does Phil have some more left in that tank right now to chase Dylan? Man, Dylan make the pass that quick. He passed him 2 or 3 times on the lap. Now it looks like he's making a stick right now.
One thing that benefited Dylan early on is able to charge into the corners. Those guys weren't having the pace coming into the corners. They were good exiting the corners, but Dylan was so much faster entering the corners that it cost him a lot of time. I just seen Medaglia go by the stripe there. He's sitting back in a 7th spot. So a bad start for Medaglia. We've seen him start Moto1 at Gopher Dunes. He got a 2nd there, but has been struggling ever since. Nicoletti's still holding down that 1 second gap there. Let's see if he can learn anything from the number 9 right now.
The number 9, the jersey flail on it, the back end of his pants right there. Honda Canada GDR Fox grabs the lead here on just before lap number 7 in the first 450 moto here at round number 2 for the Rockstar MX Triple Crown Series at Walton Raceway. Forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're brand new to our series, we are now a 3 moto format. 1 today on Saturday, 2 tomorrow on Sunday. We're live all day long, all moto long, on the Two Wheels TV app, Rev, and Fox Canada TV as well. So be sure to check in. And of course, hit up all those social feeds right there, the Triple Crown Series, and follow us up. But there it is, the number 9, red-plated, doing exactly what it is. And we didn't see him get that great start like he did at Gopher Dunes. He had to make passes, and he's made them before the halfway flag has come out here, Kyle.
Yeah, that's scary for the competition. It looked like Nicoletti had a good stranglehold on it. He pulled away from Thompson there, and he had a bit of a gap on Wright, but, man, Wright just found that next gear, and he's pulling away. We've seen it in the past here. Very strong. But I got to say, Nicoletti has found that pace now. Now he's matching him blow for blow here. Let's see if he can put some lines together, Galdi, and catch back up to that Honda.
Yeah, so he's going to try to follow in. Yeah, maybe, like you said, read those lines that Dylan was using. He definitely had a few outsides, but Dylan kind of went anywhere he wanted. So now the lines that he's using, are those the ones that are making sense? Halfway board, is that out? I can't see it. Yes, it's halfway. Halfway board is out. Kanger's standing in my way up there. So it's halfway, Kyle. Halfway board is out.
Yep, so halfway board, you see Thompson going by that patent and step down there, the scrub jump. Everybody in this class scrubbing it pretty hard. And Dylan Wright going back into the gravity cavity. So it's almost like they added a little bit of a roll into that. So just more elevation here at Walton for this weekend. Then the Transcan through the week, they're going to switch the track up and go back to the traditional track they've ran for the last few years for the Triple Crown. But right now, it looks like Dylan is just gapping out just that little bit now. So he must be strong in the valley section. Just carrying more speed to the valley. We've seen him make the pass there. So let's see what Nicoletti can do to answer this.
Wow, what I'm seeing right now is so impressive from Dylan Wright. He looked like he was kind of being a bit erratic. He cleans it up. He gets himself into the lead, and he's already clicking away. Got himself a 2.1 second gap at the finish line last lap. So he is crushing the spirits of one of the toughest and most animalistic racers we know here in Phil Nicoletti. And you got to think, going back to the truck, they're wondering, how can they fix this? How can they bridge this gap? And number 9 just going, you ain't getting it, boys. You ain't going to figure this out.
Yeah, the only thing that's I could think for Nicoletti is tomorrow is definitely going to be rougher and a little bit more line choice. But, man, if anything, we've seen Dylan Wright get stronger as the day got rougher at Gopher Dunes, so this clay probably no different.
All right, little rundown here. So Dylan Wright, Phil Nicoletti, Cole Thompson, Sean Moffenbauer, Matt Gerke, your top 5. Tyler Medaglia, Keelan Meston, Sam Gaynor, Bobby Piazza, Josh Cartwright on the Team PRMX ride sitting inside the top 10. Logan Leitzel, Liam O'Farrell, Parker Eels, Cooper Larsh, and Blair Nada. That's your top 15. Max Philippek, Brian Cormer, Brock Kelly, Ryan Derry, and Tommy Dallaire right now in the 20th position, top 20 as it goes. As we see Dylan Wright lapping up, that's Cameron Mead is getting to there. Cameron Mead sitting in, I can't see where that young lad's sitting at there, so I'm not too sure. 21st. So he's out to lap inside of the top 20 here.
Yeah, so just into the top 20, though. I feel like they did a lot more at Gopher Dunes. That track is very demanding and separating as far as the field goes. But, man, yeah, these guys are going to lap probably near the top 10. And
Dylan Wright still brought in 201s. Phil Nicoletti at 203, a 4.7 gap now after that last 2 laps ago.
He just had that quick push there, Galdi, but just wasn't enough. And now that he's lost touch with him, it's just going to make it that much harder for him to find that pace and find that gear to get back up on the backside of him. So
off camera now, we got a battle going on for that 4th and 5th position just over the finish line there. Looks like Matt Gerke now has found his way. The Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillar Kawasaki, Parts Canada Pro Circuit. And, he's found his way past Moffenbauer now as we're looking at Phil Nicoletti on the screen. Now, we know that Phil's riding good, but this is not going to be what makes him happy at the end of this moto. But it's one of these things, can you go back, can you find, man, we're talking nearly 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah.
Like a second and a half for sure. How do you find that in 24 hours?
Well, you know what? You just go back to the drawing board. You hopefully have a lot of video from the guys in their team, and they can just kind of see that Dylan Wright was just a bit faster entering these corners. His entry speed was unreal. He was able to push by these guys real quick and gets himself the lead. So they got to figure out how to get through these ruts coming in. You see this section where Thompson's going super rutted through there. You see he's kind of taking that bank line, staying away from avoiding those ruts.
I bet you're feeling not so good right now, not picking your brother on Wednesday night on Inside X.
Well, we both avoided him because he had a shoulder injury.
No, I actually picked him.
Did you actually?
Yeah, we did a re-show, and I was able to pick that thing. Oh, good shot, though, of the factory. KTM Red Bull Thor Racing Rider, Cole Thompson there. And there's that battle we were talking about, Gerke right there, and Moffenbauer battling out. So Gerke making his way by Moff up into that 4th position. Good championship points for Matt Gerke there, coming out from 3rd at Gopher Dunes. Moffenbauer, though, had that push early on, maybe kind of exerted himself a little too much early on in this race here, because now he's getting caught by some of those racers that he was ahead of at the beginning there.
Yeah, it took Matt a while to catch Sean, so let's see. Sean had a little bit of an answer for Dylan Wright early on. Maybe Matt's a little bit closer to his speed. This could be a battle right to the finish line. It's the tightest battle on track, and I started the show, I said it wasn't going to be a yawn fest, but man, this is the only battle we got going here.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes how we see this is, again, we know how unbelievably brutal the Roost is here, right? You can talk about so many American tracks like that, but the Canadian version of that one is this place here. It is just like bullets coming out of a gun hitting you when you're sitting in behind some other racer, and it's sort of sometimes worse when it's not as deep in the ruts because it's just that sort of loose dirt up on top of it, kind of just smacking into the chest of that rider. Just behind this battle now, just heading over that finish line, we just saw Tyler Medaglia. Now he's made the move on Keelan Meston. Actually waited about a lap ago there. So Tyler Medaglia up into that 6th position. So the Cowie guys moving forward, and the start killed them.
Oh, yeah, and it's exactly what I said early on. You get that start, you create that gap, and some of these guys like Keelan Meston or even Sean Moffenbauer, Sam Gaynor, they can run the leader's pace. So you get a guy like Tyler Medaglia trying to catch and pass these guys. It takes him a lap or two to get around, and that slows up his roll. He might have been a 2:02 lap time, but getting behind some slower guys, he's sitting at a 2:05, losing touch of the leaders and just having a huge gap. Right now, you see these guys in a battle. Thompson is a good 10 seconds clear of these guys, maybe even more, and it's just because Thompson had a great start. These guys might be on pace, but Thompson had a better start.
Moffenbauer really trying anything out there. He went as wide as that turn would let him right now, and he's trying to make things worse. You got to like that of a rider, and that's kind of like maybe the good thing about that 3-moto format at a place like this, even though it's not going to be like the Dunes. So at the Dunes, all they did was groom jump faces from Saturday to Sunday. They have to groom the whole track here. They have to do the whole track. They cannot just leave it here. You're basically just going to be filling ruts up with water.
Yeah, exactly.
At night, right? So it's not going to make it worse. So they're going to get a full, fresh track. But the lines should develop very similar. But we have the women's and the premix before the pros hit the track tomorrow. So we could get more of an amateurish type rut getting built before the pros. So it might be a completely different track tomorrow. And whether they like it or not, I don't know if that's going to be a good or bad thing, but it could be that way.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see that the way that it shapes up tomorrow. These guys don't have their free practice till about 10 a.m., so these guys are a little bit later on. It gives them a little bit more time to sleep in, so I think it's good for the guys rested, and then they do one free practice. It's optional. Some of these guys might not even go out for it, but it's just kind of scout line, see how the day's shaping up. They obviously get the hot lap right before. And look at the lappers. Thompson's getting into the valley, just getting around two guys. And that's the problem that these guys are dealing with right now. Dylan Wright's got himself out front by a good gap now. I believe that gap is 5 seconds, so he's clear of these guys. And
he's still pulling away. He's still pushing
away.
Or Phil's backing off. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Phil was feeling very comfortable coming into his corners like we spoke about, and I think he's going to have it figured out. Go back to the tapes that Rockstar Energy OTSF recorded of this race, and I think he's going to find those little weaknesses, and he's going to figure it out. And I'm sure Thompson will do the same. He's going to figure out where Wright's a little better. But getting this moto in, if Thompson can get through here, I think he'll be happy finishing a moto in 2020.
All right, so back on screen right there, your leader, Honda Canada GDR Fox, number 9, red plate, looking to make it 4 moto wins in a row. And normally that would be 2 rounds, right? We would have 2 full rounds in the series, but that's only, what is that, three quarters?
Yeah, so if we get
half.
Getting through tomorrow, it would be like having 3 race days.
Yeah, exactly. So,
6
yeah,
motos.
exactly. It would be like 3 rounds in the books. But, man, he is looking so good and so fit and so perfect right now. Everything clicking for the number 9. And there's nothing else you could kind of – how is he doing? Is he training harder? Is the bike better? He is just gelling with the whole thing right now. He knew coming into the season he would have to make some changes to a gel, to that 450 and the extra 10, 12 horsepower. And, man, is he ever making it work? He is very impressive right now to watch.
Yeah, so smooth, so delicate with that 450. We've seen him in the past having to override the 250 a bit. But, yeah, now he's got about a 5-second gap over Phil Nicoletti. And, man, he's just looking buttery smooth out there. And the biggest thing I got to, put into this is the guy that they have in this corner, obviously Derek Schuster's managed the team forever, but now he's got Colton Fasciotti managing the team, but also getting Colton Fasciotti's setup. He's a suspension guy. He knows his way around this motorcycle. He knows these tracks well.
I feel like they're a similar body.
Yeah, similar like height and weight. So, man, he just jumped on a bike that is proven to win, and he's getting it done as well.
I could say similar riding ability. Like they're crazy talent, right?
Yep.
You can see the way they scrub, the way they're able to keep the power of the ground. So, you know what? You hit the nail on the head right there. But that bike could very well be identical to what Colton rode last year. I don't know how much difference between the 19 and the 20 as far as the Honda goes, but it's working right now, and it's impressive right now for the Honda Canada GDR Fox. 250 champion, Triple Crown champion last year, and now looking to get a 450 title in his grasp. And, man, he's shining bright, and he's making it work. He is making it work right now, making this track look extra simple. No problem. That wasn't very good through those rollers that time, but he's making it work now. Have we lost Phil Nicoletti? Wow, Phil.
Oh, he's just that far
Phil
back.
Looks like
there
he might have gone down, or he definitely lost some time there, Kyle. Phil went down.
Oh, yeah,
There's
is that Thompson
just
behind him there?
So Phil has made a big mistake on that lap somewhere, Kyle.
Yeah, so maybe just not feeling good in the ruts and just have a little tip over. He's still in second spot, so that's where he wants to be, to not lose too many points to Dylan Wright. Obviously, he doesn't want to see that number 16 go by because that would create a 5-point gap there, and that's a huge swing in points there for Dylan Wright. And, man, that's a role that Thompson's going to have to play this year, is just get in there, mix it up, and try to steal points from these guys and get those moto wins, because championship out of the books. We only have 14 motos this year, Galdi. Just not enough time for anybody to make up that kind of points.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's and especially the gaps, right? Yeah, like you're saying, it's a big gap after the 3 Moto 4 and the way Dylan's riding right now. Still looking at there. Dylan crosses that lap there. That's the 14th lap. So, yeah, we're going to be doing at least 16, maybe 17 laps, or 17 for sure, because the 2-lap board might come out next time around there. So, good shot right there of the Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha ride. Phil Nicoletti, Thompson in behind him. Thompson still got a bit of a gap to make up right there. It's even more. I thought that was him at the front.
Yeah, that must have been the 691 machine that we seen earlier, the KTM, looking the same. But
last lap it was about 10 seconds back for Cole. This time about 6.6. So he did make up time. So Phil, though, 17 seconds back now from Dylan Wright. So he is out of the picture as far as getting any chance of winning this moto here.
Yeah, so 2:14 lap time. Obviously, we lost Phil there somewhere. He tipped over, had an incident, maybe stalled it. But good thing those Blue Crew, they have those electric starts. Makes it easy for the number 54 to jump back out there and get going.
All right, so winding down here in Moto number 1 of the 450. Once again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Two Wheels TV app and, of course, live on Rev TV Canada and Fox Sports Canada. We hope you are at home or on the deck or barbecuing or whatever it is you're doing. You're enjoying watching the Rockstar MX Triple Crown Series right now from Walton Raceway, just outside of Brussels, Ontario, near Seaforth as well. And we're having a time right now. Again, though, Kyle, as we're ending this race, kind of get a tail, not a ton of action in this 450 motor right now. Not a ton of action. The amount of names and gap and talent we have, you thought that the things would be a little bit tighter, but it's not so far what we're getting in 4 motos.
I'm just so confused by it because you watch lap times in practice. We have the lap time sheets in front of us. It's all within a second for the top 6 guys. So then we get to the moto, we're all pumped up, and then this happens. Look at Dylan Wright looking for anybody to just chase him down. He's got about a 17-second.
He's yawning. He's yawning too. He's bored right now. He's looking for some action because
he's waiting for the 250s to go. That's what he's looking for.
That's easy. He's looking over to see what Tanner and Ryder were doing. That's what he's checking out there.
There we go. So
or maybe Noof. He saw Noof dipping in a skull. Yeah. That's what he was doing there.
So Dylan Wright clicking off another lap. Not sure. No 2 board yet there.
Wow, no 2 board yet again there. All right, so we're still clicking by. Here, the gate dropped on the 450 Promoto at 10:20. It's 10:50, right? So probably next time around. The boys just keep clicking laps, but I guess maybe getting a little bit faster. And Dylan did drop under the 2-minute mark.
Yes.
So you keep doing that, right? It keeps clicking away, and of course you're lapping other riders. So that's how that works out right now. So Dylan Wright across the board, or across the finish line one more time, a 2:04.1. He is in full chill mode, as you said. He's looking around. Phil a 2:05, Cole Thompson a 2:04. So Cole actually tipped the second out of Phil's time right there with about 3 laps to go.
Oh, little mistake out of Dylan
maybe
there.
A shining light, maybe something there.
Yeah, so Dylan Wright made a little mistake there coming out of the valley, and no harm, no foul there. Nice cushion, almost a 20-second lead for him after Phil made that mistake. So he's looking over his shoulder. He knows that he's got a gap. Obviously, the mechanics area, he's going to get the board. And I just wanted to point out for the viewers at home, he just went by that Fox finish line there. And that is for the Transcan, Galdi. That's not for these guys. We have the Rockstar finish line and the step down. That's for the Transcan week. They have a different finish line for the amateur riders coming through. And not too long ago, Dylan Wright was one of those amateurs winning championships here as he makes his way through this rutted sitting all the way down there. He can do whatever he wants on that dirt bike right now. He is so far gone, getting the signal from his mechanic, Justin Petkirk, the mechanic for Colton Fasciotti. That's got to have a lot to do with it. That Petkirk, he doesn't lose as a mechanic.
No, Petker's got a streak right now. And the funny thing is, he used to be a quad mechanic.
Yeah.
Right? And then just a regular man. Now the guy is just, he's kind of quietly becoming, the most championship mechanic going on. And again, right now, obviously, we're early on here in our series, but it's looking like maybe we can wrap up another one coming here soon in another few short weeks. So Petker knows how to tune the bike to the rider that's underneath it, that's for sure.
Yeah, so Dylan Wright out front here looking to chase down his other championship. We're only 4 motos in this, and we're already talking about championships. Maybe because we're at Walton, and usually this is where we crown the champion. This year, obviously, it's going to go all the way down to Deschambault out in Quebec. The shuffle up of the coronavirus has come, and we got lucky, though. We get 2 rounds, and the 2 board is out here at Walton Transcan.
All right, so 2 laps to go here for Dylan Wright to make another mark on his run for the 450 Rockstar MX Triple Crown title, and he is still cranking out pretty solid lap times. Actually dropped to a 2:08.
He is
just for something to do with 2:08.
Yep, so a 2:08. I think he was waiting to get that clock. He didn't want to beat the clock. He wanted less laps. He did it. He did a 2:08 there. Looks like Phil 2:05, Thompson 2:06, and then Gerke not too far back in 4th in the 2:06 as well. These guys have slowed right up from that 2-minute pace they had early on, and all separated, just kind of in their own little bubble. There you got Phil coming by the lock-off cam there, and that fast sweeper in the back. Here's Thompson. He's going to come up in the inside line. Different line for Thompson there. So very cool. And back there, the picturesque Walton track. Awesome scenery here. Cool little valleys everywhere. And, Nicoletti getting through the paces here day 1. He's got a lot to work to do for tomorrow.
All right, Honda Canada GDR Fox number 9 right now heading into the rollers for the second last time. He is in full cruise mode with a 15-second gap like you were saying there. And, man, what an impressive ride for Dylan Wright. And, again, get a bit of a yawner for us to call, a bit of a yawner for people to watch. Oh, wait, we don't got spectators, so you're watching at home live on all our sectors right there. But Dylan Wright shining bright once again here, and he's looking good on that number 9, Fox Canada, backing him up, heading up into the Yamaha right-hander before this section here. And 30 minutes ago, he was in 6th position, 7th position.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, he's got a 15-second lead. It's the wheels or everything are in perfect motion right now.
Yeah, he made short order of that. He was in the lead by before halfway point, and I love that shot jumping down here, back in the old school tight corner here. Man, that corner there is going to get rough and even more rutted tomorrow. Lots more motos, lots more practice going on. So these guys are going to have a much ruddier condition tomorrow. And if you think, like, it's already looking ruddy there, Galdi.
Yeah, no, the ruts are definitely deep there. I mean, a lot of options, though. It looks like we're missing a bit of options with the white flag coming out right now. 1 lap to go for Dylan Wright here for the first 450 moto here at Walton 1. We're calling it Walton 1, right? Because next week we do it again here 7 or 8 days later. Next Sunday back to kind of a traditional format as far as the scheduling goes. But, yeah, Dylan Wright, 1 lap to go. And he is looking good to bring home another 25 points towards that championship. Kyle, look at them lap times one more time.
207s across the board there. It looks like all the boys there. Thompson just clicking off another lap. I believe he would be right around that time. Sorry, he's at 206 or 208 there. So not too far behind. Everybody just kind of just going through the paces. 1 lap to go. I honestly had more hype on this first moto. I'm expecting big things tomorrow, a little bit more mixing up. But right now, Dylan Wright is just too good on that GDR Honda. That bike is just working pristine out there as he gets over that country corner, step down in that KTM section into this Fox section. And, man, looking strong.
Up to the inside corner right there one more time. No problem at all. Going to bring home a moto win. Another half a lap to go for Dylan Wright. Running order as they get across there for this last lap. Dylan Wright, Phil Nicoletti, Cole Thompson, Gerke, and Moffenbauer top 5. Tyler Medaglia, Keelan Meston, Sam Gaynor, Josh Cartwright, and Bobby Piazza. He's lost a few positions here late in that moto. He was up to about 7th, 8th spot. Swinging backwards, Liam O'Farrell, Logan Leitzel, Parker Eels, Cooper Larsh, Blair Nada in that 15th spot. And then you've got Max Philippek, Brock Kelly, Brian Cormer, Ryan Derry, and Tommy Delaire sitting in that 20th position. All those are points-paying positions. For those out there tuning in, remember last year we were paying back to 30th position, now paying to 20th position on the way it goes back to this like old school thing because we went to that 3-moto format. And not much changes in the actual gap for the points, but now it doesn't get back paid to 25th spot, just into that 20th position. So here we go, though. Dylan Wright, a couple turns to go. Honda Canada, GDR Fox, looking good. Red plate number 9, pole position today in qualifying, and going to grab that moto win in the final turn. Your winner of moto number 1, Rockstar MX Tour Crown, is Dylan Wright one more time.
Wow.
Scrubbing like nobody's business. Once again, head to the podium, Dylan. You know where it is. Podium time. Headed to the podium. We're going to go talk down to Dylan Wright. Here comes Phil Nicoletti to finish up that right there. So Dylan Wright going to grab that win victorious. And, man, it was dominant, Kyle. It was dominant one. And here we see Cole Thompson coming across that line. I'm going to make my way down the podium, buddy. I'll let you close her out.
Yeah, so that's a moto number 1 here at Walton 1. The first round we do at the Raceway here. And, yeah, these guys, first 3 just through the stripe there, waiting for Matt Gerke. And Sean Moffenbauer closing that gap a little bit near the end, but he's going to finish up 5th. We're actually going to jump to a quick commercial. We'll come back with Galdi and your top 3 finishers.
How we doing? All right, guys, welcome back here to the podium. Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series round number 1, 450 Moto 1 in the books right now. We can look to our left. We see the boys kind of talking at our top 2. Dylan Wright, I'll get him to come in here first. Moto 1 winner, Dylan Wright, once again showing the strength that you have on that bike right now. And I'll tell you what, you didn't get that start like you kind of did at the dunes. You had to make some passes. But once you did, it was checkout time, and you look as good or even better, and this isn't home turf.
Yeah, I struggled on the start there. I spun and wheelied a bit, and then Tyler kind of spun a little bit too. We got together pretty hard there, and I went way right, and then I just had to kind of play it a little bit smart, tucked it to the inside, and take what I could get around those first few corners, trying to make it easier on myself, making some passes out there. But I got to give it up to the Walton crew. They did a good job prepping the track for us this morning, gave us some options to go different places around the track. So hats off to them, and I just got to try and keep this flow going, try and stay patient and relax out there and keep doing what I've been doing. I know these guys are riding really good, and they're not going to make it easy on me here the next couple weekends. So I can't thank my whole team enough: Honda Canada, GDR, Fox Racing, Proven Moto, Dunlop Tires, Renthal, my mechanic Justin for always keeping that bike fresh, my fiance, my family, just everybody supporting us. We wouldn't be able to do it without them, and just got to keep the ball rolling here.
Great job. Thanks a lot, Dylan, right there. Great moto for the number 9 red plate. Keeping it going once again. We'll bring in second spot in this moto, the Rockstar Energy OTSF rider, Phil Nicoletti. Phil, you got yourself the roaddistributing.com whole shot. Clicked away there, and you were kind of making that pace. You were carrying the flag. And all of a sudden, Dylan finds himself in the second. Closes the gap. You guys go back and forth like 4 or 5 times. Lapper's a bit of an issue late in that race as well. Just kind of give me your overview of how it went for you right there.
Yeah, it was good. I felt like I had a good pace going in the beginning. Made a couple bobbles. Dylan got on me, made the pass, and I felt comfortable going to stick right there and see where he was going and kind of learn some stuff, see what I was doing wrong. And I ended up tucking the front and going down, so kind of a buzz kill. Just make a few changes, struggling a little bit in the roller section, missing a triple in there. I need to kind of find a little more horsepower to get up over it. But overall, it was okay first moto. I normally struggle here for a little bit, but overall felt comfortable, more comfortable than last year. So we'll keep digging and get up there. Just like to thank Rockstar, OTSFF, FXR, Alpine Star, 60 helmets, my mechanic Reese, Sims, all the boys. They do an awesome job, and 2 more motos.
All right, there you go. You heard it from Phil right there. Lap traffic and a bit of the track issue as well. He's making there. We got Cole. Hey, Cole, come on up here, buddy. We got Cole Thompson there, third spot on the KTM Factory Red Bull Thor Racing Ride, making his way up right now. A strong moto. We hadn't seen him here in 2 weeks. He wasn't able to finish the 2 motos after getting hurt in moto number 1 at Gopher Dunes. So a bit of a struggle. So he's got to be very excited about how he feels to coming down here, getting on the podium and getting the confidence going right now. So here he comes. Bring him on in here. Cole Thompson, my friend. Great ride right there. Got to feel good, my friend, after a couple of weeks. I might be unsure if you're even going to ride, shoulder injury. I got to feel good. I'm very impressed with the way you rode. We were talking with your brother in the booth right there. He wasn't even sure if you were going to ride on Wednesday. And how does it feel from your perspective? And kind of looked like you got stronger as the moto got late in the day, which we didn't think that might have been the case.
Yeah, thank you. Just going through the motions, trying to get back into the 30+2. Obviously, Gophers, I didn't get to do the full program, so I missed out on 2 motos. And I think that's kind of what I was missing in that moto. Those guys had the intensity. Obviously, they've been battling each other the prior weekend, and I kind of missed out on that. As far as the shoulder, it's about 90-95%, so I'm happy with it. Just got to keep plugging along. Got to give it up to my team, KTM Red Bull Thor Racing, my mechanic Steve, everyone in my corner pushing me along and keeping the positive thoughts. It's times like this where you want to just hurtle and cry or whatever, but you got to keep pushing. And the season's not over. Just got to go out and try to keep plugging away to get that moto win.
Right there, that is the Cole Thompson the fans love to see right there. Welcome once again. Round 1, Moto 450 number 1 is in the books. Let's get into a quick commercial. We'll get back here with the 250 class coming right up. Welcome back, everybody, once again here to the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. We are getting ready for the 250 Moto number 1. If you have just tuned into our series here, just like everything around the world, it is crazy times. It's 3 motos format. Today is Saturday. We got 2 more on Sunday. Ryan Gauld and Kyle Thompson in the booth getting ready to call the action here when the gate drops. Who is going to grab that roadstripping.com whole shot? I just saw the 30 board is in the sky. The boys are getting ready. Kyle, it is time to get going racing here very shortly. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, here we go. We're about to get that head down, ready to go. Jess Pettis trying to keep that streak alive. He just seen the other red plate holder go 4 for 4 so far in 2020, and the revs are up.
Here we go. Revs are up, and the gate is getting ready to drop. Moto number 1, 250 class. Pettis with a great jump, but it looks like it might be Surratt up the inside. Whoa, pushing him real wide. It's going to allow Walton in there, but it's going to be Ryan Surratt clearly with the roadstripping.com whole shot. Look at the start for Jeremy Mackay, number 41 right there.
Wow, good start for Mackay. He's very strong here as an amateur, moving up into that pro class this season. And another whole shot for Surratt. We've seen him take the Royal Distributing whole shot last week in the second moto. He's out here first moto. He's out to a good jump. Great style on the kid, but wow, Pettis.
Pettis just went absolutely pancaked. It's way past breakfast. Pancakes for lunch. Welton already moving into third spot right there. So we got a Cowie sandwich with a KTM as the meat right now, going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so let's see if Welton can keep it up on 2 wheels and try to pressure. Look at the dust there. That's a weird spot. It looks like the
that would have been off the start. That would have been off the start.
Yeah, blowing that way.
Yeah, there it is. So Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki Pillars back ride right there. Welton, but it's going to be Pettis.
Did we lose
Did we
Surratt
lose
there?
Surratt? I think we lost Surratt there.
Lost him in the dust cloud there, Gauldy, but
Okay.
Welton in second. And now look at Tanner Ward up there.
Tanner Ward moving into that third spot. Past Mackay. So we got 3 of our players right now.
Oh,
well, and
shit.
Wardy already making a move on Welton. No, Welton shuts the door. Great job. But like you said, The attack has to happen now for these guys, and Wardy's doing it.
Yeah, Wardy is doing it. He's going to go after that Kawasaki. He doesn't want his ex-teammate Jess Pettis slipping away this one. And obviously Tanner Ward, very strong at Walton. Grew up here as an amateur. Lots of championships for that kid, so he knows this track well. And Welton, kind of the guy behind the bus. He hasn't had much time here, on this Walton surface, and obviously a good sand rider, and he's already losing time to Pettis.
Well, actually, I was able to ride with Walton this week and ride with him and Phil, and he actually podiumed here in 2014, his first year as a pro. And then last year he podiumed here again during the Triple Crown Series. So he has had a couple good, not a lot of time here, but the time he has spent here, it's gone well. So he does know the surface, and he rides it well. But right now looking a little bit sporadic as Pettis. Look at him. He's already pulling away.
Yeah, Pettis is already gapping, and that's just another good start of the KTM. He's able to get out front early and pull away. But look at Ward. Super strong.
Whoa.
Able to go all over the track. He's pushing for that second spot.
All right, Wardy trying everything right now, and that's what you got to do. You got to look for lines. You got to try to find what works to try to keep the action put in the rearview mirror of that rider in front of you. Mackay still sitting there, and I think that's Canella sitting in that fifth spot. So Canella, who really knows the track and rides these ruts really well, sitting in the fifth spot. I believe that's a good job for him. Not always that great starter.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see these Ontario kids or just Canadian riders able to come back to their stomping grounds where they've won championships, won motos as an amateur. Now they're racing pro and just battling for podiums.
All right, so there it is. Pettis, Welton, Ward, Mackay sitting in that fourth spot, doing a great job there. That youngster here in the second year. Actually, I guess this is his first year pro. Last year as an intermediate doing the series, earning that number 41 plate. So Pettis, Welton, Ward, Mackay, and there it is. The Yamaha FXR MX 101 ride of Marco Canella. Third overall at Gopher News, now sitting in fifth position to start off this moto.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened to Surratt, but not too far behind that battle. Ryder McNabb, Davey Fraser, and Surratt all in a little group there. So look for those guys to try to pressure up into that top five. I don't know if they have the speed to catch up, but man, Tanner's got that line on the inside very good coming up that off-camber valley jump.
All right, good shot of the rest of the pack making their way through here. Clicking through. Welton now. Ward is all over the back end of him. Not losing them there. I feel like that is going to be a battle right now. It's going to rage all moto long between Mackay, Welton, and they're going to jostle back and forth. It's just going to help Pettis.
Yeah, this is going to help Pettis, and Ward is just trying everything to get around the 19 machine of Marshall Welton, and not too far behind. Man, very impressive Mackay. I don't see where your sleeper is Jacob Piccolo. You'd have to look back at the results. A bad start for him, but all these kids are riding real well. Obviously, look at that. Now Mackay going around the outside of Tanner trying to make that pass. And there, Marco Canella jumps in. Mackay's off the track. So, man, this battle is shaping up unreal. Mackay was trying to jump into third. Now he drops back to fifth. And Marco Canella, who's got Tanner Ward right in his front view mirror.
Wow, lots of action going on here. Actually, just looking at the rundown of lap number one, Piccolo is nowhere to be found. Oh, there he is, 20th spot. 20th spot, so Jacob Piccolo not getting off to a great start like he usually does here during the amateur week. But now Ward, Canella, Mackay going at it like you said there, man. I like what I see out of Mackay. He just needs to latch on these guys. Just do his best to kind of hang in there, hook a little hooker into that thing and pull on the rear of these two guys because both Ward and Canella probably have the most laps out of anybody in this class.
You're Tanner Ward. You're pushing for that second. You look in your rear view mirror and you see the number 46. How annoyed are you right now that you cannot get rid of this kid? These guys have battled all their lives. They battled last weekend, every moto at Gopher Dunes, and they're here starting off for that third position in Walton round two.
All right, so round number two, moto number one of the 250 class here. Pettis up over that finish line, no problem. Here comes that second spot. There it is, Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Welton, Ward, Canella, Mackay. Clicking by, and Surratt now moving up into sixth position. Davey Fraser and Ryder McNabb. Davey Fraser, the elder statesman in this class, battling with the brand new kid, 14 years old. So, Julian Bennick stalling it right in front of us right now, not on screen, but poor job by that young intermediate rider. He gets back going, but back to the front of the pack, it's still Pettis pulling away. Pettis has got himself a 5-second lead already here, Kyle.
A Dylan Wright-esque ride already out of Pettis, and these guys battling for second spot. It's getting heated here, and Marshall Welton cannot drop these young bucks coming up behind him. He's got them all over the rear end of that Kawasaki, and I'm super impressed with Mackay right now, man. The guy is hanging in strong with some seasoned riders out here. Marco Canella, Tanner Ward, lots of laps, lots of reps here in the pro ranks, and, man, Mackay is just holding strong.
All right, so the action is hot up the front there for that second position. These all four riders within about 2.5 seconds of each other on screen right now. MX101 FXR, Marco Canella sitting in that fourth position right now. Like you said, okay, there's Ward again. Haven't seen him lately.
It's been 2 weeks. We haven't seen each other. They're back together. And, man, these guys, right now, tough position for Canella to be in. That roost hurts. We both know personally how hard those things shoot off the back, even 250Fs.
Well, you know that a lot more than I do. But one thing I want to touch base, too, our very last race here in the 250 class, Ward had a bit of a scary moment at Gopher Dunes. The heat, humidity, and the battle got to him. He come off the track and basically fainting scenario, and he was able to bounce back, no problem whatsoever like that. But it was a bit scary. So to see him looking good right now, the recovery and strength that these riders have within is pretty amazing to see, and it's proven right now watching the number 18.
Yeah, I know. It's great to see these guys just running so tight right now. Looks like they dropped Mackay a little bit that lap, just falling off the back. And it's a bit of a yo-yo going on here. Marco can push up to the backside of Ward, then Ward pushed up the backside of Walton. So these guys are playing a bit of cat and mouse early on. And, man, if I'm Walton, I'm a bit annoyed that I'm getting gapped by Jess Pettis, but I also got two fire breathers just right on your back wheel the whole first part of this moto.
Red plate, best plate right now. It seems the top dogs are really shining bright. And, man, I love what I'm seeing out of Wardy right now. He had these starts last year, but kind of never seemed to have the fight to stay with those front runners, being one of them Walton and Pettis. Right now, he looks like the guy that's the one making the moves. He's trying to push the envelope here and make something happen, and I'm impressed by that Honda Canada GDR Fox kit.
Yeah, he is definitely making moves and getting up here. I want to say he's going to try to pressure for this second spot real quick here, and he's found some lines that are a little bit better than Marshall's. A couple of lines he's following him, but you see him jump to the outside here and there. And Marco Canella learning from both these guys. He's just kind of in the shadows, just outside that roost right now, about a second down. And he's going to try to pounce on this battle real quick. And he sees that last week he got a third. Second place is right there for Canella. He can definitely move up that ladder and try to figure out getting closer to that win. And we've seen Canella podium here at Walton before. Definitely in the hunt for maybe a second or third this week.
Definitely, yeah. No, his speed is definitely good going on right now. Look at Wardy, though. Look at a lap ago, that was Canella where Ward was, and Ward was where Welton was. Like you said, the jostling going back and forth. I feel like maybe Welton kind of battling the track a little bit, and the guys behind him are able to find lines that are just working a little bit. Maybe a bit of a rundown now, Kyle.
Yeah, so we got Pettis out front. He has a 8-second gap, Gold. He's just absolutely decimating the field. A 2:03 lap time. Marshall Welton at a 2:07. He's sitting in second. Ward's in third. Canella's in fourth. Mackay is still strong in fifth. Surratt making a comeback. We obviously lost him early on after that Royal distributing hole shot. McNabb holding down a seventh. Another great start for him. Davey Fraser battling back into the eighth spot. Quinn Amiot and Jamie Powell, the MX101 rider there. And look at that. Just as I look at the results,
Wait,
boom.
how did that even happen? Oh, my God. Right now, we're looking at the results board here, trying to get up, and Canella finds his way around Ward. I got to tell you, man, these kids, they're so sharp and slippery out there like that, or spicy, as you always like to say, and he makes it happen. So now Canella on the MX101 FXR ride moving into that second spot, and I'll tell you what, he's coming after Walton right now, and now does he have what he's got? Is he going to push? Is this going to falter Ward now, and he might fall back? Ward coming up a little bit short there, so a very interesting turn of events there, Kyle.
Yeah, just missed that on our perspective, but, man, Marco Canella making moves here, and now he can really taste that blood of that second place. He's got blood in the water there. Marshall Welton is the victim, and he's coming after him, but, man, if he can get into that second spot, I feel like Canella is just going to feel like his old self out here. Walton Transcan. See that different line up the steep part? He's really just searching out there, trying to adjust to the track and just find the better line, and, man, he is really making a push here, Galdi. He's at the backside of number 19.
Wow, he has already closed that gap, man. It wasn't very big, but he's right on the rear wheel right now. And, Canella, like I said, he knows this track. He knows the line, so he's going to find something a little bit different.
Wow, look at that run.
Hugging the inside in, just lift the leg up over the pylons there to make sure he gets that drive. And this is where Canella shines, too. He's very good at these roller sections here. Look at, he's already making the moves here. He's going to try to make something happen here. Double. Doubling out right now. They both go to the inside here. We thought the outside was the dominant line for that 450 class, but both to the inside round. Man, are they ever riding the edge of the track, Kyle?
Yeah, I think what happened there is Canella came out on the right side, and then Marshall Welton switched up to the right side, closing the door off. So Canella couldn't cross-rod out of that section. He had to follow him through there, but look at that. Just off the screen there, Tanner Ward.
Losing it. Yeah, lost a little time there. So Tanner Ward not having a great lap. We'll check those lap times once they come across for sure. Welton right now got that full rear view mirror as Pettis keeps continuing to pull away, but Marco Canella is all over the back end of Welton right now and taking us some different lines. Again, that's what you have to do with the track. The roost is almost unsustainable standing behind some guy if you don't want to do that thing. And, of course, these guys are wearing the underchest protector. It's not like sort of the old days of the full plastic ones right there for that sort of thinner, lighter feel. But Canella, man, he is working. He's pushing right now. Here they come up to that finish line one more time. This time they'll be clicking off lap number 6. Pettis already by with a 2:05 on that lap. And moving it to the gap hasn't reset yet right now. We're just waiting for the timing and scoring to catch up.
Having some issues right in front of us, Galdi, there. And it looks like Ryan Surratt is going to jump in to that 5th position there. Great ride out of Surratt again. Obviously a strong start. Had a little incident, but he's pushing back and catching back up.
So Welton, Pettis, 2:05.5, 2:06.3, and a 2:06.3.9, 2:06.37 for Welton, and 2:03.69 for Canella right there. So
tight.
And then Ward, a 2:08 that lap. So real bad lap for Tanner Ward, and you can tell he lost a lot of time there, falling back a little, just about 3 seconds behind Canella. So a rough lap for the number 18 right now.
I'm wondering if he's dealing with any side effects from that thing that we had last week, that heat exhaustion he went through, a bit of a heat stroke. Because it all of a sudden looked like he kind of hit a wall there, and he's losing time to these guys that he was actually the faster guy in that trio, and now he has dropped back, and he can't be too slow because Ryan Surratt making a good charge there, and he might push to the backside of that GDR bike. He's about 4 or 5 seconds down from Tanner Ward right now.
All right, so on the screen here, Welton, Canella, that is 2nd and 3rd. Oh, we got a yellow flag waving. Looks like the rider got up just as they were getting through there. We're going to catch up to see who that might have been. Well, it looks like it was a back marker, so it wasn't Pettis there. Just thinking maybe it might have Pettis, so it tipped over or something like that. But no, just Pettis still clearing. He cleared that last lap. He was 12 seconds ahead. So Pettis right now doing what Wright has done to the 450 class here in the 250 class for just Pettis. So we are going to see, again, you think that these guys are a little bit younger, a little erratic. How can they make a change? But we're talking 2 seconds a lap here, Kyle. That is such a gap in the pro class.
Yeah, that's a big gap here. And look at it, even with Marshall Welton, he's kind of just pulling it back out on Marco Canella. And Welton riding a solid race. Hopefully he keeps his mistakes to a minimum. So far, so good. But, like I said, it's Jess Pettis' show right now. Obviously, he's not on screen because there's no battle to be had for that number 1 spot. It's all here in that 2nd, 3rd, 4th spot. And these guys have definitely dropped the number 18 of Tanner Ward. He's down about 5 seconds now. And, man, if he looks over his shoulder, he's going to see the number 123, Surratt, battling back on that Sky Racing Kawasaki.
Halfway board is out there, right there. So they are halfway through this race. And Pettis now has got 11-second lead. So actually Welton and Canella chipped a little bit away on that one right there.
Yeah, and there we go, Pettis on screen.
This is the first time we've seen him.
Besides the start, we're seeing him again because the battle was good for the 2nd place. But there you go. There's your leader, Jess Pettis. And it's always a good thing, for the guys out front. If they don't get TV time, oh, well, they're still out front. They're winning. They're pulling away. He's got a massive lead now. It's 11 seconds flat lead through the stripe there. And Jess Pettis looking sharp with those red number 15s. And look at it. Now we're back to the battle because it's tightened up again.
Welton has got it. Canella wants it, and they're kind of running out of options, it looks like here. No, look at now. Welton goes the back to that inside line. Canella going to the outside line. So they're trying different things. They're seeing what's working, what may happen, what could help, and it just can't see. Look at Canella kind of closes in. I feel like that might be the line where he could close it up and might make it work. Try to outside and then slingshot.
Yeah,
and right here, set it up right there. Here it is. Look at this. Trying to get the drive from the outside. He's going to cut down on him. Welton gets the power to the ground on that Kawasaki Pro Circuit. Not going to happen. Canella right now is still getting the drive there, but no, not able to make the close or make that pass. Yeah. Ryder, I want to give a little love to here, but is Ryder McNabb, the young kid, again, 14 years old, currently sitting in 6th place, as I mentioned before, and a little bit faster than Surratt, only 2.1 seconds behind on that last lap. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that number 123 and 164 battle right now because McNabb could top his best finish of a 6 and maybe get a 5th in this moto. He's got that chance.
Unreal top 5. The kid is strong, and he's only 14 years old, battling with some older guys out here. Man, Canella, just when you think he's out, he's back in again.
A little mistake right there. Yeah, a little mistake pushing. He wants it. He is pushing for it. Marco Canella is pushing for it. The recovery time is huge for these guys. They got a little over 24 hours before they race and ride again. So it is now or never right now to say, you know what, let's just go for it. I got the chance. Let's take every opportunity we can, lay it on the line, and fight for that spot. That is a 2-point difference right there for Marco Canella.
Yeah, no, he needs to come out here and have a good night's sleep after after getting that second. If you can get around Marshall Walton, that will definitely be the way to close out the day. But, man, just losing a bit of time
Another
there.
little mistake.
And that battle for fifth spot really shaping up there between the 123 of Ryan Surratt and Ryder McNabb, the 164.
Just over that
GR
national
rider.
double, just behind these guys right there. There's Tanner Ward. So just behind Tanner Ward, coming to our screen right now, is going to be that battle with the 123 and the 164. It is about 7 seconds back of Tanner Ward right now. So we got to get a shot of the 164 and the 123 battle. They're going at it. But again, these guys are going at it right here, tooth and nail, second and third. And, man, Canella just, like you said, he closes and loses. And then all of a sudden here, let's go to the leader. He's just chilling.
I'd say silent. Let's put some elevator music on, some nice peaceful. This guy is just having a day.
What floor is he going to? Penthouse. He's going to the
top.
penthouse.
He's going to the top. 15th floor, baby.
So, it's like Jeopardy. Like, yeah, right there. Perfect.
Just so smooth out there.
KTM Factory Thor Red Bull Canada rider Jess Pettis right now looking to go 4 for 4 to match the other red plate in the 450 class right there. Dylan Wright right now, and he is shining. He is looking good to do that right here. He's got himself a huge lead, 13 seconds across the stripe last time around. So Jess Pettis in total control, and, man, we are impressed by the kid right now. He's looking good on the number 15. Great job out there by him and the team, just making everything flow together, making it work.
Yeah, just coming through that valley. Nice shot of him just ripping up that tight inside there. Obviously, next week's going to switch up, and they're going to go a little bit further for the Transcam to change up this track a bit for these guys as well, riding the one day next week. So it's only a 2-moto format next Sunday for these guys. And look at this. Battle
Right back
shaping
up on him again. Here it is, maybe up the inside. No, Canella, man, it looks like he pushed and then kind of stands himself up again. It's like every time he kind of enters that turn where he's trying to make that risk, he kind of stands himself up.
Yep.
Maybe that rear shock kind of, or that front cement heating up a little bit. It just kind of doesn't stay in the pocket like they like right here. So, but not that many laps to go. We were halfway 2 to go. That's 9. So we're going to be about 13 laps this race, I'd say. So maybe 4 or 5 to go here. Canella's got to make it happen. Canella's got to make it happen now. He's got to push.
He's just making a couple mistakes coming into his corners. It looks like he's, like you said, standing his bike up too much. He's got to let loose a little bit, get into those corners. But, man, he's making up time somewhere because the time he loses, he makes it back up in other sections. So let's see if he can really make that push, how hungry he is for that second spot.
All right, so that's the battle right there that we're watching. Canella and Walton, they keep going at it. They've been going at it pretty much 20 minutes of this race right here. Get a little bit of a rundown as you're going across. So Pettis, Welton, Canella, Ward, Surratt, your top 5. McNabb, Mackay, Amiot, Fraser, Halstead, your top 10. Powell, Harmon, Bennett, Crate, Unger, top 15. Richard Taylor, Elmore, Petruska, Jones, and Christopher De Silva inside the top 20 right now, getting that points.
Yeah, so that's, it's wild here this Saturday. You're just kind of getting into the motos. We just seen Dylan Wright finish his moto, and it's a full-on appetizer for us here, Galdi. It's just a little taste test before the main course tomorrow. These guys, obviously 24 hours before their next motos start, and just like them, they're getting the warm-up laps in. They're just going to try to figure things out and maybe make some good adjustments overnight for the guys that are struggling. But right now, these guys aren't struggling so much. I think just Jess Pettis is that good.
Yeah, I have to agree. Jess Pettis is just like another leap ahead, almost like what we're seeing out of Dylan Wright. He just got everything is clicking, everything is working right now, and it isn't like a lack of options on the track. It's not like the bikes are that much different in power and everything. Comes down to the rider, and right now Jess Pettis he's just got that eliteness right now, and it's coming through on every single lap that he's out there. Last lap, 13.9 seconds out in the lead.
Yeah, he's gone there, but Marshall Welton just couldn't match it today. Obviously, we've seen in the sand he was pushing the backside of that to KTM, but not today. He's just lost that. And it was no excuse on start. He was right there for the beginning and just couldn't do that match at pace.
You know what I'm enjoying, too, we got to give a little credit to Welton. He's not backing down, man. The guy's had pressure, whether it was Ward or Canella, this entire race with somebody within about a half a second, and he's holding his ground, man. So you got to give respect to the determination and fight that Marshall Welton has on that monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
Yeah, and it looks like just right at the top of the hill there, Marco Canella still struggling a bit with the race. But the battle's still shaping up. They're just coming by the stripe here, Galdi, for that 5th spot. Ryder McNabb and Ryan Surratt. Surratt still holding down that 5th spot, and he's got a lot of pressure from a young kid.
Yeah, lap 10. We are 10 laps into this race right here, so not much time left to go. Blue flags waving all over the place for our faster riders coming through. Welton, Canella still going at it right now. Huge battle for that 4th and 5th spot as we slash back up to our leader right now, who is slashing through this track. Man, he is going so fast right there. Hunter Vaughn waving him on. And Jess Pettis, man, I'll tell you what, He looked strong in his championship year back in 2018, but I'll tell you, man, I feel like he looks even better this year.
Yeah,
a different team, different setting, different scenario, everything like that. But, God, he looks good right now.
Yeah, he looks so strong out there. And just the KTM, the first year he came in, a lot of people doubted him. But, yeah, like you said earlier, he had that injury coming into Calgary last year, and that really sucks the confidence out of the guy. He was able to whole shot both motos. He dropped back to maybe outside the top 5 in both those motos. So really had to work to get that confidence back and trust the bike, trust his ability. And, man, he is out here, and these last 2 weekends he's been on fire.
I'm feeling like Walton might have broke Canella here. He's starting to kind of edge away a little bit. He's got himself about maybe a second and a half gap. So Walton just kind of wearing the kid out there and not allowing him to get an inch on the on that spot. So Walton looks like he's a bit more comfy in that second position as Jess Pettis right now looking to click by another lap here in 250 Moto number 1. Once again, you are watching the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series, round number 2 from Walton Raceway. This is Moto number 1 of a 3-moto format in both the 450, 250 class. So about a half an hour ago, we saw Dylan Wright take another moto win in that 450 class. And as Jess Pettis right now looking to go 4 for 4 as well, do you think maybe they have dinner together and talk about, say, hey, who's going to crash first? Or who's
they're having dinner, they're having it on red plates, buddy, because that is both what they have, and they've streaked these motos. Jess is closing out another moto. It's going to be 4 for 4 for him. Dylan Wright did the same. And, man, just unreal. About 13-second gap. You can't even see these guys in the lock-off cam there. They have yet to come around. It looks like there it is. Marshall Welton just coming around, so about 13, 14-second gap. Man, that's massive. And Jess Pettis clearly out of the valleys before those guys even enter the valley. So unreal ride out of the 15 red plate holder, Jess Pettis. But, man, Marshall Welton looking strong in second. He's had some pressure from 2 of the younger guys, Tanner Ward, Marco Canella, and it looks like he broke both of them, like you were saying, Galdi. He's kind of got that gap back over Canella.
Kind of wore them down. You put those lines in, that roost keeps hitting you there, getting too close for Canella. And he puts it out. I like that little wheelie second up, a little supercrossy there from Pettis, right? Dropping the wheel to get that rhythm down. You always want to try to get that last 2 and double out of it. And they're a lot bigger than what they've been here in the past. So they've made them a little bit bigger, so the boys have to do that, a little more of a rhythm section kind of thing. But we saw in the 450, the boys were able to triple in one part of there. The 250 guys not quite able to do that there. But Jess Pettis, factory KTM Canada, Red Bull Thor racing rider right now. Looking good. Double podium out of the start on Saturday here for the team riders right there. So 5-time Canadian champion, JSR manager of the team right there's got to be looking happy. Got to be proud of his squad right now.
Yeah, no, he's definitely looking strong out there. And, man, nothing but good things to say about the number 15 ride of Jess Pettis as he gets through a 3 or 4 pack of lappers there. Good job on the blue flag today, though. The whole crew taking care of that. But, man, look at him just dice in between these guys. And they're still in a battle within the battle, so it's always tough when you get up to a 3 or 4 pack of riders.
All right, so this will be lap 12 coming across. So this looks like it'd be about a 15-lap race. So I'm guessing 2-lap board coming out. Remember, we started that moto, we were maybe about 3 minutes behind. It was supposed to go 11:15, 11:45, that's 30. So I'm guessing 2-lap board coming out next lap, Kyle.
Yep, so there we go, just by the stripe there. These guys about 14 seconds back still. And Tanner Ward just off that battle. He just couldn't keep up. Maybe had an early sprint and just fatigue set in too early. But there's a great shot of Tanner coming through the valley and not too far behind them. The battle is
my God, look at this battle. Just heading up to the finish line right now. We got to get a shot of that on that camera. Tanner Ward behind the number 18 is the 123 and McNabb, or 123 Surratt and McNabb. They are going at it for that 5th position. So good right now. Here we go. We're getting a shot of it here. There they are. Oh, we lost the camera. We switched cameras on there right now again. So the 123 and the 164 of Ryder McNabb are going out for that 5th spot as Jess Pettis leads the way. Currently no problem right now for those guys. Picking them up in the long lens. I think this is what we're looking for right here. And, yes, that is Surratt. There it is right there. So Surratt, he's actually extended it just a couple of bike lengths. McNabb right there. There's a young McNabb, 14 years old. Surratt's probably, early 20s, 21, 22. Yep. So a couple of young bucks out there. But, I'll tell you what, Surratt's probably looking behind going, there is no way I am letting this kid get me right now. No way whatsoever. And McNabb, he's just like, man, I wonder what video game I'll play later on,
Yeah, and last year we seen Ryder McNabb at the Walton Transcan. He was riding a super mini bike, Galdi. This year, as an intermediate rider, we're going to see him back in the amateurs. But, man, any amateur watching this right now at home, seeing that he's battling for this top 5, is like, I don't want to show up in that intermediate class. Can I drop to junior? This is unreal what the kid is doing as an intermediate 14-year-old.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is amazing to see right now for the 14-year-old kid out of Manitoba right there. Such a great story behind him. There's the mechanic Noof pushing him right there. He's saying, come on, kid, you got this. 14 years old, find a little piss and vinegar inside you and get that Surratt guy right out there. Honda Canada GDR Fox, a proud moment right now for this kid right now. And this is what you wanted to see out of the first moto go for Dunes. And, yeah, we got the 2-lap board. So these guys here are coming up to the finish line. A few more turns for that. 2 laps to go for Jess Pettis, Kyle.
Yeah, so Jess Pettis long gone here past the 2-way board, 2-lap board, sorry. But this battle, Surratt, and look at it. This is right where Ryder McNabb gains a lot of time. Look at his outside line, Galdi. Very different from a lot of the guys. Staying out of those bumps, away from the ruts, and this is right where he gains a lot of time. Man, awesome riding out of the 14-year-old to look outside the box, find these lines that some of these veteran riders aren't finding.
I was doing some studying, too, so he'll be riding the Transcan this week. He has got himself 7 amateur titles at the Transcan. Going to be maybe riding 3 classes this week, bumping himself up to 10. Do you know who holds the most?
Cole Thompson.
It does, with 11. I just counted that as well. And that is including the pro and amateur. If you kind of subtract a few like that, it could make a little difference. But we add up every time you win an overall or win a title here at the Transcan. That's how it works, and the pro side of things. So pretty cool to see how this works. So, again, we're just kind of watching. Surratt now edged out just a little bit.
Lapper getting in the way
and this
there.
is where McNabb might have that experience, but not that great with the lap traffic as we go up to our leader right now with a lap and a half to go, looking shiny and bright. KTM, Red Bull, Factory Thor Racing Rider, Jess Pettis, the number 15. Man, does he ever look good, Kyle? Like I said, I think he looks even better than he did in 18.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. 18 had a lot more pressure from some of those guys. Obviously, Sean Moffenbauer was the number 1 plate holder at the time. He battled up front. Dylan Wright was always up in the mix there to those 2 Canadians.
And Joey Crown. Remember Joey Crown,
yes.
right down to the last moto, basically how it was. But he made it happen then, and right now he's clicking off here. He's looking to bring in a 4th moto in a row, just like Dylan Wright in the 450 class. And it's tough to, like, you compare both of them. They're identical right now. Both pole positions, both weekends, both moto wins, all 4 moto wins right now. They are unstoppable. It's like now we got to gamble which train might come off the tracks first. But I tell you, it is going to be by watching it, it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a long time, which kind of sucks for the rest of the riders out there. Yeah,
it sucks for the riders, sucks for the spectators at home that want to see a battle for the lead because these 2 red plate holders are really putting a number on the crew here. But there is 1 lap to go. Jess Pettis out to a nice 13-second lead, kind of just maintaining that lead, Galdi. He got out to about 13, 14-second lead, and you just kind of keep an eye on these guys. There's lots of spots on the track where you can spot that green machine of Marshall Welton coming through the valleys. He didn't keep an eye on him and just keep that gap controlled.
All right, so a lap to go right there for Jess Pettis as he rocks through the screen one more time. And looks like Surratt has kind of lost McNabb a little bit just behind our camera, so that battle, maybe Surratt now wearing out the young kid just a little bit. Again, that roost is just killer right there, so he maybe settling, but another great ride from McNabb sitting in that 6th spot. But you flash back forward up to our leader here. He's got about 3/4 of a track to go. And just like anybody, you want to start your racing like this. Anytime you can get that first moto win out of the way and really show dominance like that, like you go back to the pit, every other racer, other than, say, McNabb that's had a great moto, because you know Welton wants to win, Ward wants to beat Canella wants to beat Welton, all that. You had those chances, but the way that Jess Pettis dominated this race right here, the next 24 hours for these riders, you got to be just kind of like, okay, how in the heck can I figure this out? And on the track, it's going to be very similar. The dirt's the same. The weather looks the same. Like, how can I figure this out? Like, how do you figure that out? What can you do? There's not a food. There's not an ingredient. There's not some sort of, above thing going on. This is what it is, man. And I'll tell you, man, as a racer, I never really was able to do – we never had these options. But for me, I could never figure it out in my head how to get my Blair Morgan or my JSR. They were just so mentally strong, and right now he's mentally destroying these guys.
Yeah, the confidence level of the number 15 is through the roof, and his bike setup is just perfect right now. He looks strong out there. But, yeah, that's exactly it, Galdi. He's just he's got them mentally defeated now, and especially Marshall Welton probably had a bit of confidence coming in, seeing that he did grab the lead once last week, or 2 weeks ago, sorry. And, man, he's completely deflated now. I'm hoping he's going to search for some bike issues or whatever he had this moto that maybe kept him off that top spot. But there you go. The checkered flag is out, and Jess Pettis is your winner.
There it is. Jess Pettis taking the moto win. Dominant fashion for the number 15 right there. Red plate holder. Hopefully he goes the right way. His teammate, no, he didn't go the right way. Can nobody of these guys tell these guys where to go for the podium out there right now? Please, someone tell Jess Pettis where to go to the podium.
Over the finish line. Canelo did get to the backside of Marshall Welton, but just not enough time And there it is, the top 3.
All right, Kyle, I'll make my way down to the podium, my friend. Good job out there, and we'll see you in a bit.
All right, buddy. And that's moto number 1 of the 250s. I'm going to just do a quick run through the order there of the top 5. It ended up being Pettis with the win. Walton, Canella, Ward, Surratt, and then Ryder McNabb matching his best finish with a 6th this week, looking a lot stronger. And Hayden Halstead getting up there 7th. Quinn Amiot, Jeremy Mackay dropping back to that 9th. And Davey Fraser, the veteran, finishing out the top 10 there. We are going to send it to a quick commercial, and we'll be back with Galdi and the boys.
Welcome back, everybody. Live, sitting on the couch at home here, watching the Rockstar MX Triple Crown Series, round number 2 here at Walton Raceway. Moto 1 of the 250s is just wrapped up. We'll bring in that Moto winner, factory Red Bull KTM Thor racing rider, Jess Pettis. Come on here, Jess, sit right there, buddy. Wow, dominant fashion. I just watched Dylan Wright kind of do the same thing. You got a little bit better of a start there. Kind of got pushed out in the first turn by Surratt. Made a couple passes after his mistake, and then all of a sudden it was checkout time and dominant. And the show we were talking about, the 2018 compared to this year, I feel like you got another level going on right now.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Galdi. No, it was good. It was a little hectic in the first quarter lap there, but Surratt stalled it, I think, and then we got a little squirrely, almost went down. But yeah, all in all, it was a good race. Got into the lead there, made it happen on the first lap, and just put the hammer down. It's hard on a track like this. It's completely different than Gopher Dunes last week. So it's one of those tracks you kind of got to slow down a little bit and just find a flow. And I feel like I found that. Bike's feeling super comfortable and feeling good. Another moto win, so just keep it rolling.
Sounds good. All right, congrats, Jess Pettis, on a great ride here. We'll talk to the rest of those guys. So Jess Pettis, dominant ride. Red plate, 4 motos in a row, just like Dylan Wright. We'll bring in Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Marshall Welton here, 2nd spot in that moto. Marshall, a great ride out there, my friend. You had kids just all behind you. They were relentless out there the whole time, diving in right there. You fought them off right to the end. I know you like 2nd. I mean, it's a good spot. I know you want to win, but how can we kind of close that gap? You got about 24 hours to kind of figure it out right there, because speed looks like there's a few of those mistakes kind of bit you.
Yeah, I mean, the track right now it's ruts everywhere, so it's all about keeping your momentum, your exit speed, and limiting the mistakes. And I feel like I just rode really tight that time. Wasn't able to get on the gas early, and I was kind of like balancing the bike instead of driving forward. So I'm just gonna work on that mentally tonight, kind of do some mental training and think of what I can do better in the ruts. And yeah, bike's great right now. Hebers Motorsports, Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki's rolling right now. The bike is great, so I got to give it up to my mechanic Justin and Chad and Christian and Gerhard, everybody there behind me helping me out. They're doing a great job.
Awesome. All right, Marshall, we'll let you get back to the truck there. Great job, 2nd spot out there for the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. But another guy here, the historian here, so many laps on this track, and that was one of his best pro motos I think I've ever seen. I know we got 3rd at the Dunes, but that 3rd right there looked and felt good, I bet, for this kid. Bring him in, MX 101 FXR Yamaha ride of Marco Canella. Marco didn't get off to a great start, had to pass a few guys, but once you got into that 3rd spot, it seemed like a fire lit under you, and you just started making moves, but you could never make that pass, make something stick. Was it the track not maybe given options? Because it looked like one line would work, and then you try another one, it wouldn't work there, and then all of a sudden, again, at the end of the race, you close right back in again.
Yeah, I felt super good out there. It was nice to get up front and battle with these guys. The start wasn't ideal, but it could have been worse. I think I was like 6th or 7th. Made my way into 4th, passed Tanner for 3rd there in the first 3 laps, and then I saw Marshall. He was still right in front of me, so I just tried to put as much pressure as I could on him and taking some roost out there. Might have some bruises for tomorrow, but yeah, it was tough because he was hitting all those insides good, and I was trying to make stuff happen, but I kind of had to be patient, and I knew I was really good in a couple spots in the back there, but I just couldn't quite make the pass happen. But just try to put as much pressure on him as I could that whole moto. I felt awesome out there. MX 101 Yamaha was handling amazing. Couldn't ask for a better bike and team to be out here doing this with. So hopefully we can move it up one more step tomorrow and see what the day brings.
Right on, Marco. Thanks a lot. We'll let you get back to those pits. Right there it is. Unbelievable way to start the Saturday here. 450, not a lot of action in there. The boys kind of separated, and as we talk about on the show, the roost is unbelievable, so maybe the battling could change tomorrow. In the 250 class, a lot more action there. Canella all over Walton, but Pettis so strong right now. We're at Walton Raceway. This place is all about making history in Canadian moto, and we're making it again. 3 moto format. We got 4 more motos for you to come tomorrow. 2 250s, 2 450s live on Two Wheels TV Tap and the Rev TV, of course, Fox Sports Canada. Do not miss it. Do not step away from the couch tomorrow. It's going to be a great day from Walton Raceway. Round number 2 coming at you live. Once again, Rockstar Engine Triple Crown. See you tomorrow.